the Moet and Alizé, you busy. Girls used to hate me, now they love me. Green Light City, baby. Hey, I was at the liquor store, dude, talking about I look like LL. I'm like, yeah. But you don't hurry up and get that debit card together, motherfucker. I'm running late. I got guests waiting on me. Cut the damn. Green Light City, baby. Green Light City. So the team came together. It was harmony. They knew you was ready to go to war. You knew they was ready to go to war. You had the captain of the team leading you through class, introducing you to everybody. You and a couple of the warriors was about to bump. All new stuff that goes with new stuff when it's time to win chips. You see me in action. Yeah. With the chip at the end or two. From there, it's time to go for chips. Now, I hate to admit this. JG, we never talked about this. It was a fateful game. Sometimes somebody, hey, some blame me, some blame Puck, some blame you, some blame Eddie B, some blame that dark color in y'all gym, gloomy. We walked in there 16-0. Giants, fourth in the nation, USA Today. Yeah. Dickie B. Yeah. Supposed to be talking about the college players, talking about us. Yeah. Bobby Knight at the games. Yeah. Stalking. Rest in peace. Shasheshki. That might have been a lot.
Hey, we'll put him in there.
I don't think I see Shasheshki.
I was like, hey, where's he here?
Yeah. You might have been to see Buckley. You know, they hate to hear that. Listen, man, all of a sudden, we taking loss.
Yeah.
The year before y'all won the chip.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I know the real secret of what happened that game. I'm about to recall our names, but it's about Big Buckley back. It wasn't you, JG. I'll tell you that now.
Was it Huggy? Well, we'll talk about that another time.
Hell no. It was whoever was playing at the 5 when I was at the 4.
Oh, okay.
I was out there balling.
Okay.
Let's be clear. So there, I'm trying to start in Panther B.
No, I ain't gonna do that. No. Hey, I'll leave that to y'all.
Like the All-American.
Yeah. Yeah, all day.
But I felt like that was some type of prophecy or like prophetic moment that showed the foreshadowing because we was number 1 and y'all knocked us off as an undefeated.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The next year, y'all was undefeated. Only lost 1 game ever.
Ever.
Huh?
Ever.
I'm on Isaac and Kay, John Bruce, Big O, Campbell, Darner, the family, to understand. It got different when we came around.
Absolutely.
But was you there during that part of, when did you notice it started to spark into your championship waves that ended up turning into a title wave where it was a continuous chip after continuous chip after continuous chip? And we need to talk about that 03 team with Vaden and them that felt like they would have diced y'all. It would have been a lot of dust. And y'all would have been looking like y'all was carbon copies of the real thing. Well, shout out to T.
First of all, you can never replace the number 1 team that ever got a chip. I don't care what you
You gotta start with where it starts.
So that's where it starts. We're the number 1 team ever.
Did you want smoke? Did y'all
definitely want smoke with any team.
Who'd you to put on Vaden?
What do you mean? Who you put on this? Man, I don't even
Who
really.
would you to put on
First of all,
what?
First of all, we wouldn't even.
Cage?
No. First of all,
Then
we didn't have a man-to-man
have
matchup.
CT?
We didn't have a man-to-man
Matter of
matchup.
fact, they didn't even have CT. They didn't even need you. They didn't need you. We need to talk CT.
But we didn't have a man-to-man matchup though. What I'm
How
telling
you
you,
that 131?
it didn't matter who was out there. Our 131 was
I remember
serious.
dismantling the 131 when I got the ball.
Okay.
But I wasn't with a team full of killers at every position that played at their full potential. That
Okay.
team was.
Well, let me start out answering your question, how we became champions.
Okay.
Okay. In the
Take note, he
beginning,
ran from that 03 team. Go
in the
ahead.
beginning, we had a point guard of Eddie Brown. And I want to say shout out to Eddie Brown because nobody really knows who Eddie Brown is. Because if Eddie was on our team for the whole year, we would have never lost. And I'm telling you that now. But nobody really knows what Eddie B brought to
Did
the
they
table.
want Eddie? Did they want him?
They definitely wanted Eddie. Eddie didn't really want it enough because at the end of the day, summertime, I was in charge to get Eddie. And I would
I
come
think
over.
basketball got too boring for Eddie.
It did because he was so good.
A genius at it.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
he was
A
good.
lot of y'all get bored with a lot of people you watching this with right now.
Man. So we had Eddie Brown, man, and Eddie could have been neck and neck with Gardner, if you really want to say. Am I right?
It was neck and neck talk.
Yeah, it was neck and neck talk,
This
man.
is neck and neck. And
Yeah.
from Eddie's perspective,
Yes.
he didn't want no smoke.
Because Eddie
But
played
I
us.
see Eddie running the bush in them a few times. It didn't always go like Eddie said it, even though.
Okay.
But it didn't always go like Bush or Gardner or I said it either. So.
But let me get to that because Eddie was a special part of our group, so Darner would put me in charge.
That's how I met you.
That's what I'm saying. He put me in charge to get Eddie up. So me and Rodney would have to go get Eddie, make sure Eddie's at practice because he was the main key to the team.
And he also was doing it loud popular to get him sleeping in.
Sleeping in.
Yeah, but Coach cared enough, he gonna send somebody. Y'all ain't gonna start without me.
So I would go to Eddie, waking him up. Here he in the room. They in the other room. He comes in. I'm like, who's this guy? Because I'm in charge of Eddie. They done been out all night doing their thing, whatever they was doing. So I met
Taking
him.
it to the top.
I met him through Eddie. So that's how me and Murray met. But I'm trying to wake Eddie up. Eddie decides, oh, I'm not coming. Oh, really? So who's got to tell Coach that Eddie's not coming? Me. So it didn't fit well with Darner when I told him Eddie wasn't coming. So at this time, he was priming us to be together, man. But when we got in the gym at 6 in the morning every day in the summer, 6 a.m., we would just hoop, man.
Breaking the rules.
We would just hoop. 6
I want
a.m.
charges brought up and titles taken about this video.
Hey, you can't strip the
Get
title,
in touch
baby.
with
This
Gary
is
Donald.
time out. This is the blueprint. My coach would have us playing ball every day. 6 in the morning. We played, scrimmaged, no plays. We just scrimmaged and learned each other's game. After that, we go to the weight room and we lift weights. And then we go to the crib and do our thing. But we did that all summer, so we was already jailed together. And we had no plays. We beat everybody's ass with no plays.
What happened to that?
We didn't have a play.
What happened on that sunny night at North Central where y'all didn't have a play and it didn't work out for y'all? Take me before the game. I want to know because
Well, let me
hold on,
take
hold
you
on, hold on.
through the county
Hold
first.
on, you gotta take us through.
I will take you through. Let me take you to the county
Clash
first.
of the Titans.
Okay. I'm going to take you to the county first. When we first met the Panthers.
Fresh off of knocking us off the year before, number one.
Fresh knocking out for the year before, but we first met the Panthers. They were supposed to be that team. And so they were that team, but they were supposed to be that team. But we took them out at Warren and busted their ass for 20. Okay? And let them know that we're that team now. And then we took the championship for Warren. Shout out to JD, Boss, AJ, all of them over there. They took it to the wire with us.
I was killing y'all that game.
You was killing us.
Got me twisted.
Yeah, you was killing us, but your team fell short.
Sure enough, your team.
My team had to leave a mark.
Yeah.
And then that next night in the chip, Reggie Miller comes to our game to watch us.
Shout out to Reggie.
Shout out to Reggie Miller, man, front row.
Talk.
You know, gave us a spark to win the chip. You know what I mean? We won that county chip there. And then down the line, man, we just went through a lot of teams until we went back to North Central. And
It was sunny that night.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, you know,
Oh,
we
no.
met a
So
different
when-
team.
so
We
coming
met a
in-
different
hold on,
team.
So I'm saying coming in was y'all like, we about to this might be good guts. Was you looking at us like good guts?
I think
What
we
was y'all
just
thinking? Or
underestimated.
was y'all already intoxicated with your own guts.
Nah, I think we just underestimated where we was at. We was in a different
Underestimated where you was at.
We underestimated where he was at. And then that night, I think you was the leader of the team that night with all that. Well, I know.
But
But,
the paper stuff.
okay, that's what I'm saying. The paper said you
What
know.
happened? Take us through it. I want it to be painful. Just a little bit.
Man, he wants me to talk about
No, I'm
this
just
thing.
saying, like, during the game, do you remember? Because most people, they forget their victories, they remember
Listen,
their losses.
I
Is this
remember
true?
my team wasn't clicking from the three. that
Was you
day.
hot? Was you cussing teammates out? I want to know.
No.
I
We didn't run
remember
like
hearing
that.
the mess. I remember hearing that Panther roaring, rah, rah. You remember that? Do you remember that Panther sound?
I remember the loss. Yes.
Have you ever talked to Eric about that? You know him and Gordon, best friend. Have you ever talked to Eric about that?
I talk to him
The
about
power
it all
of
the
that
time.
Panther rock.
I say that y'all were the only
We
ones
started
that
that,
beat us.
Eric. We need to talk.
I said y'all beat us. They beat us. Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
They beat us.
Okay.
We took an L. Okay?
Y'all cried in the locker room. We talked about that on other episodes. There was a lot of mourning going on. Last time
It definitely was mourning.
Now
We had mourning going on.
the tables have turned.
Man, we had
Remember
mourning.
that?
We had mourning going on because it was anger, man. You know what I'm saying?
What was it, anger?
The anger was there because we know we could have played way better than that. And so we
Y'all
came
had
together.
Hermie Nixon on Kincaid. Sheriff.
That was a tough matchup for
So the
Kincaid
sheriff
that
in
day.
town.
That was a tough matchup.
See, he was out there crickets. But I know what he was on. In the crowd looking at the bad boy.
But
for North Central.
I will say
Yes, he
this.
Was he?
No. I'm going to give you your flowers today, sir.
Okay.
I want to give you
Well,
your
this will be
flowers
a first.
for the man that did dethrone one of the best teams in the state of Indiana.
Double in the third quarter. I think it was about 17 and 10.
And I'm going to tell you this. Without that loss, we would have... No. Without that loss, we would have never turned into the animals we were after that. Sometimes it takes that one loss to bring us together, man. And that was it.
Y'all did that.
And when we did that, I don't think we
At what
would
point
stop
did you
after that.
know it wasn't no looking back? Because by the time y'all got to Marion, shout out to Zach, shout out to Bex and JoJo.
That was a great team, man. Great
R.I.P.
team.
Roger.
Yeah.
But I knew y'all was going, hold on, y'all had knocked us out of there.
Yeah.
At what point did you know it was about to be to a champagne campaign, Tenny Hill a woman pain, Tiffany Blue Box got her wetter than a hurricane?
The point that I knew,
When
to
did
be
you know?
honest, is when this happened.
When did you know?
Regionals. Matching up with Anderson and Bush and them.
Shout out to Goose, shout out to Bush,
Before the
shout out to
game,
Miller.
me and my cousins went to the graveyard site where my mom was at.
Jack, we need to talk.
Went to the me and my cousins went to the graveyard site where my mom was buried at, Crown Hill. And then I felt like this, I felt something in me, man, that day, man. And so I went to Anderson and we went to the wigwam. It was packed. And, you know, I remember grabbing that last secure rebound in the game on Bush and them. And I felt like it was all heavens and the angels when I snatched that last board that we needed to secure that regional championship. That's when I knew that we was bound to win it.
Y'all was bound to win.
Because they was topping the nation over us.
Yeah.
And we had to dethrone them to get our top of the nation. So we had to beat Bush and them to be.
And that gives a lot of credit to Bush and them.
Bush and them was.
These are our guys.
Yeah.
You know, actually, y'all got to get cool with everybody out of town. We all won.
Yeah.
But that being said, sir, you are a champion.
Thank you, sir.
That was painful. But I am too. But it wasn't against them. But like Tupac said, heaven ain't hard to find. In fact, you can have it, just have faith. It's like the little kids still believing in magic.
That on God.